When you think of Georgia, the first city that comes to mind is its capital, Tbilisi, followed closely by Batumi. Known as the Las Vegas of the Black Sea, Batumi serves as the capital of the Autonomous Republic of Ajara and features a beautiful coastline along the Black Sea. Visitors to Batumi will notice Georgian flags alongside blue and white striped flags representing the Ajara Autonomous Republic. Batumi is only 20 kilometers from the Turkish border, making it a key location for land crossings between Turkey and Georgia. Turkish citizens can enter Georgia and Batumi using only their identity cards, without the need for a passport. Both Batumi and the Turkish cities along the Black Sea coast share similar ethnic origins, so if you visit towns like Trabzon, Arhavi, or Rize in Turkey, you'll find that the facial features of the local people closely resemble those of residents in Batumi. The people in this region often have broad foreheads, long and sharp noses, and prominent cheekbones and jawlines. This similarity can be traced back to the historical influence of the Lazica Empire and the Laz people who resided in the area during ancient times. Although the Ottoman Empire ruled this region for centuries, Georgian lands came under Russian control in the 19th century, which distanced them from Turkish culture and drew them closer to Russian influences. After the Soviet Union invaded in 1921, Georgia turned its focus toward Batumi. That same year, an agreement was reached between Turkey and Georgia to transfer Batumi to Georgian control. For the past 100 years, Batumi has remained separate from Turkey. Yet Turkish ships do not pay taxes at Batumi's ports for maritime trade with Turkey. When discussing Batumi, it's important to acknowledge the significant Turkish population there, as well as the Slavs who have immigrated from Russia and Ukraine. However, the culture of Batumi today is more closely aligned with Russia than Turkey. The majority of residents practice Orthodox Christianity, while people living along the adjacent Black Sea coast in Turkey tend to be more religious and typically do not consume pork. Although casinos are strictly prohibited in Turkey, they are a major source of income in Batumi. Despite this, Georgians and Turks maintain close relations in developing trade and tourism in the city. There are even neighborhoods in Batumi where only Turks reside. In these Turkish neighborhoods, shop signs are in Turkish, and the meals served are specific to Turkish cuisine. Consequently, the majority of customers in these businesses are Turkish and Arab. For instance, in a Turkish bakery, for example, you can enjoy a hearty breakfast plate that includes a plentiful omelette for only €4. Currently, it is estimated that around 200,000 people live in Batumi. Known as the holiday city of the Black Sea, Batumi is popular among Georgians, and it is experiencing significant construction developments. If someone who visited Batumi 10 years ago returns today, they will notice considerable architectural changes. Batumi is a commercial port city that showcases traces of Russian, European, and Ottoman architecture, largely due to its history under Soviet Russia's administration from 1921 to 1991. When you explore Batumi, you'll see many Soviet-style apartment buildings. As you move inland from the coastal areas, you'll find Soviet buildings that are at least 40 years old, where people still actively reside. Today, the more recent buildings are primarily single-family homes and high-rise structures. Some of these buildings are constructed side by side with a courtyard in the middle, creating a rectangular layout when viewed from above. The interiors of many of these apartment buildings are in poor condition. Although earthquakes are infrequent in the Black Sea region, the staircases and exteriors of these buildings show signs of decay. While the city competes with places like Dubai and Las Vegas, particularly in terms of its coastal areas, living conditions in the inner parts are notably lacking. One of the most iconic structures featured in Batumi's promotions is the Ali and Nino statue, located next to the Ferris wheel on the beach. This statue is inspired by a novel that tells the story of a love between a Christian Georgian girl and an Azerbaijani boy who can never be together. However, through the movement of these kinetic sculptures, they ultimately come together, symbolizing their union. Batumi is home to many other architectural wonders, including the famous Nicholas Cathedral, Piazza Square, and the Clock Tower, among others. Some of these buildings have artistic significance, while others belong to well-known hotel and casino chains. If you see vibrant buildings illuminated at night, they are likely casinos. These picturesque motifs exude luxury, often accompanied by expensive cars. In Batumi, you'll notice that many people drive premium German and Japanese cars, with Mercedes and Porsche being the most common German brands, and Lexus representing Japanese luxury. Although salaries in the country are not very high, the purchasing power is significant, allowing many to easily afford these vehicles. Batumi is characterized by its cobblestone roads, which contribute to a sophisticated European atmosphere that enhances the visual appeal of the city. Along these picturesque streets, it is common to see people enjoying Georgian wine. Georgia is renowned for its fertile vineyards, producing high-quality yet affordable wines. These wines, particularly those from the inner regions of the country, are sent to popular tourist destinations like Batumi for visitors to enjoy. For those visiting Batumi, the first local food choice, similar to Tbilisi, is often khachapuri and khinkali, especially for those who have tried these dishes before. Many diners in the city prefer fresh fish, which local fishers catch from the Black Sea. While locals typically buy raw fish from the markets to cook at home, visitors often choose to savor freshly prepared fish dishes at the city's restaurants. Regarding prices, there's no need to worry. Even at above-average restaurants, you can expect to pay a maximum of €25 per person for a meal and soft drinks. If you're looking for affordable fish dishes, Batumi is one of the most reasonably priced tourist destinations in the world. However, if you consider living there permanently, keep in mind that the weather isn't always warm and sunny throughout the year. Due to its geographical location, Batumi experiences mostly overcast skies and rainfall for more than half of the year. On a different note, if you're interested in interacting with some Slavic people without traveling to Russia or Ukraine, Batumi is a great place to do so. You'll find many friendly individuals, and if you approach those who are alone, you'll likely find them open to conversation. However, please note that this isn't investment advice. In Batumi, nearly every second person you encounter is blonde and blue-eyed. Many of these individuals are likely of Russian or Ukrainian descent. I believe they are predominantly Ukrainian, given the frequent display of Ukrainian flags in various squares throughout the city, and the actions taken by these individuals on behalf of their country. Additionally, it appears that most of the Slavs visiting Batumi are married couples with children. During my visit, I noticed a significant number of families with strollers and children. While it may not be immediately noticeable, after spending 2 or 3 days exploring the city, it becomes clear just how many families there are. In fact, there are so many children in Batumi that some receive free lessons in backgammon and chess, while others enjoy educational activities in the parks. Unlike Tbilisi, which faces a significant issue with thousands of stray street dogs, Batumi does not have the same problem, as the city primarily caters to an elite crowd. The dogs you encounter in parks and on the streets are usually leashed and accompanied by their owners. While walking in Tbilisi, there's a high chance of stepping in dog feces. However, I was fortunate not to encounter any in Batumi. Additionally, unemployed retired men in Batumi often engage in stone games in parks, providing entertainment for the elderly. In Batumi, the residents tend to be quiet in the streets, which may be because they find it unnecessary to pay for water. They can meet their water needs entirely free of charge. There's a fountain at nearly every corner in the parks, and a special park has even been built featuring water shows to enhance the city's visual appeal. You can enjoy these water shows, which include colorful lighting at night, and take photos just like the woman I saw capturing the moment. If you enjoy taking photos, as well as being photographed, you should visit Batumi with a friend. There are many beautiful details throughout the city that you'll want to capture. You'll come across various artistic designs and Georgian flags adorning walls throughout Batumi. Georgians are very nationalistic and love displaying their flags everywhere. Beach season in Batumi typically lasts from mid-May to mid-October, with the peak season being in July and August. Those who are overwhelmed by the heat of the city put on their bikinis and shorts and dive into the water. Unfortunately, the beaches in Batumi are rocky rather than sandy, which makes it difficult to walk on them. While locals may be accustomed to swimming in these conditions, tourists might risk getting sick if they choose to swim in the sea during this season. One of the most beautiful aspects of Batumi is its people. They are positive both in appearance and personality. No matter who you interact with, everyone is always smiling. While shop owners and business people may smile at you because you are a potential customer, this place brings together individuals from different backgrounds who enjoy chatting and having fun. Some even strike a pose when they see your camera. You'd likely receive positive responses if you approach them to make friends. In the parks near the beach, you can play ping pong or billiards for free in an open space. If you're skilled at either sport, you can challenge someone you don't know to a game. Having billiards and ping pong available on the streets is certainly not something you'll find in every country. Alternatively, you can engage in professional fitness for free using the sports equipment available in parks along the Batumi coast. This is truly one of the great opportunities provided by the municipality here. Furthermore, exclusive lanes for cyclists have been established along both main and coastal roads. On the main roads, bicycle lanes are marked with a red line. On the coastal roads, there are clear warnings to prevent pedestrians from entering the bicycle lanes, ensuring that these lanes remain free for cyclists. The taxi situation in Batumi differs from that in the capital city, Tbilisi. Like Tbilisi, there is no metering system for taxis in Batumi. Therefore, it's essential to negotiate the fare with the taxi driver before getting in. Otherwise, drivers may set an arbitrary fare once you reach your destination. Additionally, the taxis in Batumi come in a variety of colors, including red, green, white, and even purple. This makes it challenging to distinguish taxis from regular vehicles. The only indication that a vehicle is a taxi is the taxi sign on its roof. There seems to be little regulation regarding taxis in the Autonomous Republic of Ajara, which means that anyone can put a taxi sign on their private vehicle and claim to be a taxi driver. This situation can be concerning for tourists, as it raises the possibility of being overcharged in a city without meters. The vehicles used by taxi drivers in Batumi are typically large sedan models, especially Toyotas, like the Prius. Police regularly pull over vehicles that are problematic in traffic and issue fines. Georgian license plates feature the English letters G and E along with the Georgian flag. The city does not have a metro system, which is not surprising given that its population is only about 200,000. It seems unlikely that the city will ever evolve into a metropolis. Instead, it appears that the aim is to maintain Batumi as a city of hotels and casinos. As a result, residents rely on Blue City buses for transportation. However, there is a train system located just outside the city. If you want to travel from Batumi to Tbilisi, you won't have to rely on old, disorganized minibuses or deal with rude, reckless drivers. Instead, you can take advantage of the railway system in Georgia to reach Batumi or another Georgian city. In Batumi, much like in Tbilisi, there are many street performers and musicians, some of whom create truly beautiful music. If you feel inclined, you can consider donating to them. In Batumi, many people sell fresh fruits and fruit juices from stalls, either individually or in groups along the streets. If you find yourself without a job or profession in Batumi, you can easily start selling orange juice or sliced fruits by setting up a stall near the beach. This business is quite profitable, as it seems like almost everyone has ventured into this sector. Along the coast, a small glass of orange juice typically costs around €2. For example, if you're feeling hungry, you can purchase a glass of orange juice and some cheesy pastries from the numerous pastry shops located on nearly every street. In street signage, you will always find the English translation directly beneath the Georgian text, making it unlikely that you'll get lost. Batumi is truly an affordable destination, my friends. For instance, you can buy a large bag of chips for 3 Georgian lari, which is about €1. Generally, you can expect most products in Georgian stores to cost either €1 or €2. For example, sausages that are filled cost 12 lari, or €4, while a pack of 10 eggs is priced at 3.5 lari, roughly €1. Milk is available for about €1.50. In Batumi, you can find paybox booths that allow you to pay bills online or make Bitcoin transfers, similar to those available in Tbilisi. Although these booths may look fragile, they seem to be functioning well since they are frequently used. However, if you're only visiting briefly, you likely won't need these ATM booths. In Batumi, you can easily shop using your credit card at markets and convert any currency into Georgian lari at the numerous exchange offices located every 50 meters. Cash transactions are also convenient for shopping in the area. It's important to note that there isn't a large public market in Batumi. If you're looking to buy fruits and vegetables, you'll need to visit shops opened by local vendors or supermarkets. This brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.